Hey gang, it's Scott from Pinferno. Doing a little after hours video here to show you some performance tweaks that you can use to get some boost out of your model. Doesn't matter if it's mini, classic, premium, anything. In this case, I'm going to the full spectrum. This is a premium 4K. So the monitor resolution has been set to 4K, and we're loading up blue versus pink. Now, blue versus pink is a table that was created by Kid, who is an exceptional designer. His code is very efficient, no real glitches in it, and so the table is it's snappy. The code runs quick. It doesn't have a lot to process. So once this loads here, you'll see exactly what I mean, even in the way that the flippers are rendered. And there it is. So you can see just how clear something like those flippers are. It's little details like that where you can get the rubber on it. That's what I'm talking about. And the reflections that he's got in there, that's just a really well-built table. So I'm going to put in a coin, and I'll press start. Ball's going to appear nice and zippy, just like that. Now watch just when I hit my flipper, how quick that is. Look at how fast that flipper is reacting. On another table, it might not do that. For example, if I was to load up, say, Big Spender, there's actually a bit of lag. That's because there's so many 3D models in there. It's almost overloaded. There's too much. The author of this table did a great job of balancing out toys, lights, and content. So, of course, then when I go to play the machine, I lose my ball. Try again. Oh, wow. Okay, this time for sure, guys, I promise. There we go. So you can just see how quick that went. So that's the first factor, is the table that you're using. If you're installing any tables on here, I would recommend to get one that's built this good. How are you going to know? Trial and error. You're just going to find some good authors, and you'll find some ones who are still just figuring out how to do this. The second thing that's going to get you performance, in this case visual performance, is the resolution of the design. Now, this design, full disclosure, if I look at it, it's pretty sharp. It looks pretty good, but for 4K, it should be razor sharp, and it's not. The reason why is because this playfield graphic, which the table models are overlaid on top of, and of course this top graphic here, were most likely designed many years ago, and so as such there was no 4K. At best there was probably 1080, and so because of that, this is most likely a 1080 playfield. So that means it would be 1920 pixels that way by 1080 that way, as opposed to 4K, which is 4000 that way and almost 2000 that way. So quick graphic design lesson for you. If you have a design at 1920 by 1080 and you try to enlarge it to 4K, it's not going to work. The computer is going to have to do a thing called interpolation. It's going to have to guess what it should look like. So it'll do a pretty good job. And as you can see when I move around in the 3D, that looks pretty good. But you're just not going to get the resolution that you would expect. So you might be better off to actually go into your display settings, just hit exit on the machine, go down to Windows, go into your display settings and set the resolution to 1080 instead of 4K. You certainly won't lose anything, but of course a 4K monitor is meant to dance. And that brings me to my next point. There's a lot of tables, like I said, that have been built more recently that do account for 4K. So if you look for some of the ultimate tables, they're going to have that. Okay, so let's recap. The first thing is the way that the files are encoded. The way that they're coded. The second thing is your screen resolution. That when actually, the second thing is also the third thing, because the screen resolution is going to affect the way that the table was designed. If it was designed at a lower resolution and you put it on a higher resolution display, it's not going to be any more enhanced. At the same time, the higher the resolution that you have on your table. If you set it to 4K and run 4K all the time, then what that's going to do is put more demand on the graphics processor, and it might just not be necessary. So if you downgrade to 2.5K or 1080p, which would be like 1.9K, you might actually see a performance boost there. So 3 factors that I think are really huge in the performance. Just to give you another little point of interest, I was playing Junkyard Cats on our mini machine earlier today at a trade show, and while I was doing that, I noticed it was crazy fast, and the processor, the video card, the hard drive are half of what this premium machine is. So why is the premium machine apparently slower? Well, it's not. Again, it's because it has to process more. It's got 2 times the processing power and infinite times more the hard drive speed, because it's an SSD. Double the processing power, the GPU power, but it's still slower. It's not. It's that it's got more data to process and throw out. With the Mini, we've got a play field of about that big, like a quarter of this. So to generate it onto that size of a screen versus generating onto this, yeah, a lot more energy. So I hope that sheds some light on the performance for you. As always, if you have any questions or anything like that haven't been answered on our website, please let us know. We'll do our best to address them either through here, or we'll put them up on the website, and make sure that everybody is having a great time playing Pinferno Digital Pinball.